Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Darenk, and today we're going to talk a little bit about what stats you should aim for DPS build, and therefore what essence you should use. If you watch my other videos, you should know by now that as of now, update 15.1, Beornings do not have a dedicated essence armor. There's only the medium armor that has plus agility on it. As a Beorning, we do not need agility, so this is bad armor for us, but it's the only thing we have. And until they add something in with might, which is what I'm waiting for before I build my complete essence armor. Now I put in 2 pieces way back when I hit level 100, but they're not very good. I just used whatever I had. You probably don't want this, and especially this piece is pretty bad. But I just used what I had at the time, what I needed. Now I would do it different, but I don't want to waste a relic removal scroll, essence removal scrolls until they add the better armor, which I hope will be next update. Anyway, so if you build for DPS, your main stats are gonna be critical rating and physical mastery. The way you normally increase those would be through might, which gives you physical mastery, and through fate, which gives you the critical rating. I think agility does it too, but we really don't want agility. So the crit rating will mostly come from your gear, your armor, and your jewelry pieces. And if you're lucky, your weapon. I got lucky, I got plus 780 crit rating. But I got unlucky because I got plus 961 maximum power, which is no use. And then physical mastery, as said, comes from might. So the higher might is, the more physical mastery you get. So you might think, okay, I put a bunch of might essences in my armor, right? Well, the thing is, if you put in 1 greater essence of physical mastery, it increases it a lot more than if you put in the greater essence of might, which is plus 136 might. I think it is, for each might you get 8 physical mastery. So if you do the math, you get like 400 physical mastery more for using the essence of physical mastery. So you increase your damage more if you use physical mastery essences. And the higher physical mastery, the higher damages. The nice thing about physical mastery is that it's not capped. You can get it as high as you want, and you will increase your damage. For example, so I'm at 43,700 right now, which is pretty low. My damage is increased by 121%. Now it's 121% because I have the trait that gives me plus 10% melee damage. So in reality, if I didn't have that, it would be 111%. If I want to get this up to 120%, my physical mastery has to be 50,000. Which you really want to reach. So that will give you 120%. And after that, every 7,500 physical rating will give you 20% more damage. So if you have 57,500, you have 140%, and so on and so on, and there's no cap on it. You can get it as high as you want. People reported, 90,000 physical mastery, 100,000 physical mastery. You have only physical mastery essences in there, your damage will be incredible high, basically. So this is why you want to get this high. But you also want your critical rating to be high. So critical rating, obviously, the higher it is, the more you will crit, the more damage you will do. Right now I'm at 26.6%. Again, I have the trait in that increases critical chance by 5%. So the normal cap is 25%. I'm at 26.6, which means I'm normally at 21.6%. I still have some way to go. And the critical rating that you will want is 16,843. That way you will be at 25% crit rating, in this case at 30%. And that's the cap. It can't go any higher. Any more points in critical rating will only increase the magnitude of your crits, which, you're better off putting that into physical mastery. So what you want to hit here is 16,843, or 17,000 or whatever. That will also max out the devastating hit chance by to 10%. And that should be at 14,778 if that's the only one you care about. But if you DPS build, you definitely want 25% crit rating, so 16,843. Finesse, you want to be around 10,000. So I'm pretty good at finesse. 10,000 seems to be the magical number. So this is a 10,000 is when tactical mastery does not resist anymore. So if you're a runekeeper, lawmaster, 10,000 is the magic number. At 10,000 finesse, tier 2 bosses will still evade and resist, but it's pretty low. If you increase it more, I mean, that will parry evade less, but the return is going to be low. So I would aim for 10,000 or 20% reduce block, parry, and evade. Sorry. And then what other stats are important? Resistance is important if you do raids or go into the moors. The rest, as if you're damaged, I mean, if the higher your mitigations are, the better, but it's really not your goal. So how would you build your essence armor to get your physical mastery high, your critical rating, and your finesse? The best way is, if you have the jewelry that you want, yeah, I'm still missing some, you would know how you look like without, because a lot of jewelry gives you a lot of finesse, critical rating, physical mastery, and so on. So ideally you don't want to put any finesse essences in your armor, but you might have to. So if you look at my piece right now, I put in might, vitality, physical mastery, and might. Back when I built this, my might was really low. It was below 3,000. I just felt that was the best way, plus I didn't have the other essences yet. So if you're at really high end, you already have all the other stuff, skip the might, you don't need it. And hopefully once they have the might armor, put in as many physical masteries you can get. Skip the vitality. So vitality only gives us morale, resisting rating, and non-combat morale region, which nobody cares about. So all the benefits you get is morale and resistance. It used to be to get mitigation from it, but you don't anymore. So you will get a lot more morale by just using a supreme morale essence. So if you feel your morale is too low, I'm at 23,500, which is too high. So I need to lower my morale actually for DPS build. If you want to add more morale because you're like at 16,000, I would aim for 18,000 for DPS, Hunter, Champion, whatever. Just use a Supreme Essence of Morale, or Essence of Morale. Supreme is wasted on the Beorning, so don't even worry about that. So you want to add that. Morale, you want to add the crit rating till you hit 25%. You want to add Finesse until you hit 20%. I said add the morale until you're happy with that, and then the rest really is just physical mastery, maybe a resistance or two if you think it's necessary. But other than that, just add it to physical mastery. Because as I said, physical mastery has no cap. The higher you go, the more damage you will do. People run around with 80,000 physical mastery unbuffed, and they do like 200% extra damage. You might want to think about getting the Beorning armor. It's really not that good. So our 2 equipped is 10% offhand damage. I don't use an offhand. I think the 2-handed is better. And the 4 equipped is plus 15 max ref, which okay, but really it's not that great. If I could increase with, let's see, a physical mastery piece gives us 1200. Now if I have 4 pieces in there, it will give us let's say 4,800 more physical mastery, which will be 10% more damage. So if you look at it, 10% offhand damage, well, if I don't use that and I just use 2 pieces with full of physical mastery, I deal 20% more damage overall with everything. Much better. The same goes for any other class. That's why Essence Armor is the best armor right now. I mean, you look at the Hunter, you do... Okay, bolt critical multiplier might be... is nice, but still, I mean, that's only if you crit. If you use 4 pieces of Essence Armor, you do 40% more damage all the time. Champion is a good example, because you get 15% area effect skill damage for 4 pieces. So 15% more damage on AoEs sound awesome. Well, you can have 40% more damage all the time. Okay, and then one last thing. If you wonder which essence should you wait for, the Supreme Essence or is the Greater Essence good enough? You just look at it. The Supreme Essence for critical rating, for example, gives us 1229 crit rating and plus 386 crit defense. Great Essence gives us 1229 crit rating. So the crit rating is the exact same. Only difference is gives us a little bit of crit defense. So is this better? Yeah. Is it significantly better? No. You have... if you don't have the Supreme, just use the Greater Essence of critical rating. It'll be fine. The same with stats. So if you do decide to go in, put a Might, the Supreme Essence of Might gives you 139 and plus 17 Vitality. The Greater Essence gives you 136. So you gain 3 Might and 17 Vitality for the Supreme. It's not significant. It is better, but not significant. So yeah, that's my opinion about this. As I said, I will have all Essence Armor once to bring it out. Right now, this is probably my best piece. Physical Mastery, I would switch out the Might for another Physical Mastery or crit rating. And yeah, so just to recap, get your crit rating up to 25% first, get your finesse up to 10,000, get your morale up to whatever you feel comfortable with. I would aim for 18 to 20,000 on the Beorning, and then put the rest in Physical Mastery and just build that all the way up. Don't worry about Vitality, don't worry too much about Might. It really doesn't do too much, unless you go tanking, but that's another story. Alright, if you guys disagree or you have other opinions or think I forgot something, please mention it in the comments. Other than that, as always, if you like this content, consider hitting the like button as it helps in the search rankings, and consider to subscribe. Thank you.